This is music, and this is The Great Disappointment. Welcome to another First Impressions video. In these videos, I share with you my first impressions of the many CDs that I've blind bought over the last couple of years. This time we have this stack of CDs to talk about, and there is one big disappointment in here, sadly. But up first, H-Blockxx, Discover My Soul. And this is 90s rap, rock, rap metal from before new metal was a thing. So you have lots of, alternative rock stuff going on here. You have some funky stuff, and you got rapped vocals and some, alternative metal riffage and so on. And it's quite enjoyable, quite decent. I have probably heard this one before because back in the day, some of the members of the crew we would hang out with kind of enjoyed listening to H-Blockxx, but it's a decent listen, but it's by no means a masterpiece or anything. Holy Moses, Agony of Death, fast, fierce, aggressive thrash metal with fantastic vocals by, I think her name is Sabine Klassen. Harsh vocals. Great stuff. I have a couple of other Holy Moses releases in my collection, but I hadn't heard this one. I think there's a modern thrash edge to this, and I know there's some people that don't like that kind of modern thrash, but I like it. I think this is very good. So excellent stuff, to be honest. Up next in Solitude, traditional metal with lots of cool stuff going on, lots of tropes from this new wave of traditional heavy metal stuff going on. And there's a strong Mercyful Fate vibe for some reason, at least that I pick up here, but that's not a problem at all. The vocals are not like high-pitched stuff, but he still does some things that remind me a bit of King Diamond. And musically as well, it sounds like there's a little bit of a Mercyful Fate inspiration, or maybe a considerable Mercyful Fate inspiration, but it's good stuff. Very enjoyable. Up next, Stainless Steel, Red Heat Within. As you can see, someone took a bite of the back cover, and as you can see, it's also in a jewel case, which means that it'll be going out of my collection. It's I got it for free in any case, but this is European power metal with all the European power metal tropes. And it's pretty good, actually. The coup d'etat is, or coup de gras, whatever. The good thing about this album to me is the guitar work. There's some pretty cool guitar solos, for sure. So it's actually quite good stuff, but I know I won't be listening to it a whole lot, so there's no reason for it to be in my collection. So if there's a power metal fan out there who wants this one, let me know. Up next, more kind of new wave of traditional heavy metal, Stallion from the Dead. Traditional metal, speed metal, somewhere in between those two. And it's very good stuff, very enjoyable. So certainly if you're into that, this is recommended. Up next, Redivivus by Winter's Bane. This is also kind of European style power metal, but there's a bit more diversity, I think, going on. There's some riffs, great vocals, and fantastic choruses, great musicianship, and the same Stainless Steel. Great musicianship too. I know I won't listen a whole lot to that one. This one though, this is stuff that I really like. This is the type of power metal that I appreciate. So great stuff. Up next, Wanton Attack. Also traditional heavy metal, leaning a bit more towards maybe an inspiration from the kind of the harsher corners of the new wave of British heavy metal from back in the day. And I also get a slight Mercyful Fate vibe from this one, interestingly enough. So good stuff. Up next, Embers and Revelations by Weapon. This is, to my ears, deathy, grindy stuff with maybe some thrash metal things thrown in every now and then. But it's yeah, death grind death, kind of modern death grind, I have to say. And it's very good, very enjoyable, but it keeps pummeling you with blast beats and all that stuff. So I think you have to be in the mood to listen to this. But it's much better than to be honest, I was kind of afraid this would be kind of a deathcore. I don't hear a whole lot of any deathcore. I hear a lot of death grind, modern death grind. So this is certainly a release I will listen to every now and then. So great stuff. Now a split, Acid Speech and Pesticide. So there you go. It's called Corrosive Warfare. So yeah, both of these bands are thrash metal bands. I don't know if they're kind of like blackened thrash metal. That's probably not, but they are towards the more extreme end of thrash metal, the dirtier end of thrash metal, and aggressive. Maybe the vocals are a bit blackened, but it's fast stuff, it's aggressive stuff, and it's very good stuff. Both bands are very good. So if you like your thrash metal and you don't mind it a bit blackened, perhaps, this is a good pickup, I think. Okay, now Azores and Metal Volume 1. This is the big disappointment for me. The Azores, that's kind of some Portuguese islands way out in the middle of nowhere, and I was very excited to hear this because I think it's 17 songs by 17 different artists. Yeah, 17 songs by 17 different artists. That's quite incredible that such a geographically small place has what seems to be a massive metal scene. I was very excited to listen to this. The music on here is not bad, but it seems that the metal scene on those islands, or at the point in time when this one came out, it was leaning more towards metalcore, deathcore, and things like that. So there's a lot of metalcore and deathcore on here. You have a couple of gothic metal songs as well. And most of it, while the musicianship is good and while it's objectively speaking not bad music, most of it just doesn't appeal to me. I just don't like it, and that's why I was a bit disappointed. The one song that I do like is the 14th track by I think the band is Balha d'Aço, and the song is called Verdade. And this one is a bit more hardcore punky. It still has a bit of modern metal elements, but that song was pretty good. The rest doesn't appeal to me. So if there's somebody out there that likes metalcore, deathcore, modern metal, and wants to check this one out, let me know, and I will ship it out. And the last one here, the Forecast. By the way, I got this one for free, so it's not a big problem. I got this one for free too, the Forecast. This is kind of a sampler. So it features two bands. And let's see if I can identify the two bands that are on here. So yeah, so one band is the Forecast and the other band is Spitalfield. So there you go. So it's kind of a split sampler, and the Forecast has two songs on here, and it's These Lights and Fade In and Fade Out, and Spitalfield has one song on called Gold Dust versus State of Illinois. So both of these to me are alternative rock bands, and with a very, 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 very strong, I guess, or prominent college rock kind of leaning. So it's alternative rock. It's not bad music at all, but just, it's not my cup of tea. So again, if there's somebody out there that likes college rock or alternative rock, and or maybe likes these bands and collects stuff from them, here's a sampler you can have, so let me know. So there you go. For the most part, good stuff, but I was I was quite disappointed with the Azores one, but that was simply because it was a lot of metalcore, deathcore, and modern metal. You had a little bit of black metal too, but it was more a modern style of black metal, so not a lot of stuff that appealed to me there. But the rest were very good releases, and I can recommend them if you want to check them out. Thanks for watching.